show me something. Show me your hands. Gun. Oh. 5-7 shots fired. Subject down. Show me your hands. See your hands. 5-7, he's down. No movement. We're gonna need additional units. We can't see the gun. Hey, can you hear us? You can hear us.
We need to know if you're okay. We need to get you medic, so we can't go over there to get you help unless we know you don't have the weapon.
We're gonna need CPR stuff. Rescue mask and CPR.
Of course you can't see because how can you see what doesn't exist?
Hey YouTube family, how y'all doing? I hope y'all doing good. But we're here because we want to have a discussion. Like, we all know what happened to Stephon Clerk earlier this week. And if you don't know, it was a young man, 22 years old, at his grandma's house. He lives at his grandma's house in his backyard. And the police responded to a call of a 6-foot guy, black guy, breaking into windows. And when they got there, they shot and killed Mr. Clark because they seen an object. And this object happened to be his phone. And this is something that's been going on for years, seem like. And it just feels like our young black men are in danger. And at this point, it's like, what can we do to prevent this violence against law enforcement to our young black men? You know, at the end of the day, our generation, our black man is our kings. So it's our job to keep them protected. But when everything that you have taught them is not being earned or not being respected, or it's just not even enough nowadays, and it's still getting them killed, what can we do now? What is the response now? How can we help them or help us from losing them? And I have here Mr. X, which is also a young black man and also has gone through his own tribulations, getting stopped by the police. And what do you feel when you go through that? What are the different objects or different ideas or strategies that you do to prevent things from escalating to another? So what do you do to prevent certain situations from happening when you get stopped or anything? Or what are your example? What are your advices?
To a young black male?
To a young black male.
In the society of today?
Exactly. In certain situations, especially dealing with white cops.
Okay. Not just white cops, but all cops. Because most of the time, the black cops, or whatever we want to be considered black, is the ones that show out more than the white cops do. But anyways, the best way to is when you get stopped by a police officer, is to be polite, say yes sir or no ma'am, yes ma'am, no ma'am, and just always understand that you want to see another day. So you don't want to be too irate. You don't want to be give them a reason to shoot you or give them a reason to harm you or hurt you. So keep your hands up at all times. When they come into the car, make sure you have your ID already out on the dashboard with your hands up, so it's no excuse or no reason for them to shoot you. Because too many of these young black males, even young black females, are getting shot because the police officer is saying, oh, I thought they had a weapon on them. Oh, I thought it was a gun and it's a wallet. Oh, I thought it was a gun and it's a phone. So don't give them a reason to shoot you or give them a reason to be violent towards you. So that's one of the reasons or one of the steps you can use.
But what do you do or what do you say about the certain situation? Because we just had a shooting with the young man that was killed in front of his family, and I think all he was doing was taking out his ID, and the police still shot him. I think that was in New York. And then we have certain situation that the police tell us, you know, put your hands up, and they still shoot him. Right. Or whatever the case may be. So it's like all of those things that we was taught to listen and to obey the law and all that stuff is not working these days. So at this point, I almost feel like ain't nothing that we could do, really.
So you're trying to say what is another solution to do to?
So at this point, I almost feel like everything that we was taught, obey the law, listen when the police officer tell you this or whatever the case may be, is not working because we are still getting shot. We are still losing our young kings and black men. So, like, what do we do now? Because it feels like nothing is working.
Okay, so you want my honest solution, or you want an honest view of what I feel?
Yeah, keep it 100, Mr. Assassin.
Well, the reason why nothing has worked because we are second or third class citizens to them. And why do you have to respect or even value the life of someone that you devalue every day? They don't see us as human, they see us as subhuman. The Constitution was saying we were 3/5 of a human being, so they basically still have the old ways on a new society. Same doctrine on a new society. Right. So they're going to keep treating us a certain way until we stand up as people and to fight back. Now we hear the same old rhetoric, fight back and all that. What does that mean? Okay. We have the power to vote. We can vote for a particular type of police officer in our particular area. They have local elections and votes all the time. Right. We need to vote for, we want in a predominantly black area, we want black officers. Mm-hmm. And we want to have background checks on the police officers. Right. So that's stuff we can physically and realistically do now instead of, so we need to have background checks on the officers. We need to have, instead of when you have not a boycott but like a true protest, we go down to the police station and we demand to see the background checks of all the police officers who's in our neighborhoods. Right. So that's another reason. So I mean, it's a lot of things we have to do. So because they're gonna keep shooting us. They're gonna keep shooting us. They're gonna keep shooting males, females. They shot a little 6-year-old boy. They shot a 4-year-old girl. They're gonna keep doing it. So what to do is
stay prayed up.
You said prayed up,
right?
I mean,
or just follow the laws. Or just hope that it's not you, the next person. Like
we follow the laws, we still get shot.
Right.
People pray all the time. I guess either a God not answering them or no one cares. Right. So prayer is not going. If a person got a bullet in a gun in your head and you pray, what is that going to do?
Absolutely nothing.
So prayer is not the situation or the step we need to go. That's insane. Right. Prayer hasn't worked. It hasn't worked in 400 years. When we was in slavery, it's not going to work now. Right. We obey the laws. That's not working now, so it's not going to work.
So all we could do is just hope that we're not next, or
arm yourself. That's what you can do.
Arm yourself.
That's a logical, realistic thing to do. Arm yourself. So if you do get killed, you can take some people with you.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh Lord. So I guess that's what we have tonight. Like there's we gonna have to end it right there because
what else you supposed to do?
I mean, I don't know. Like I'm not a big
what is
fan.
Yours? What's your solution?
My solution.
Your turn, baby.
My solution. I really don't have any solution. Like at this point, I'm almost at a place that I have given up. Like I really just feel like. I just hope my son, my husband, my nephew, my nieces, these young fellas that I have around me, this young generation that I have around me isn't the next person. Like, that's all I really hope for. Because these officers just feel like they over-empowered. Or they don't even take the time to see what's really going on. Like, with this situation with Clark, that officer didn't even go into it with questions or anything like that. His gun he had his weapon already drawn, ready to kill. And then they killed the young man, and after shooting about 20 rounds, they want to ask him, is he okay? Like, what sense does that make? You just shot 20 rounds to someone, there was no shooting coming back to you, and you want to ask, are they okay? Obviously, they're not okay. So it's like they go into these situations already ready to kill. They're not even going into a situation trying to figure out what is the problem. I feel like officers, of course, I know they're taught either you go home or they go home. Like, I know they're taught that way. But I just feel like as officers, you are responding to a crime or whatever. You're not there to, I don't know. I just feel like they're not even trying no more.
Police officers is supposed to serve and protect. Serve the people and protect the people.
Right.
The people are not being served and protected. We're actually feeling threatened for our lives. We actually, like, when the police come into the black community, we get afraid. We get nervous. Mm-hmm. They're not there to serve or protect us. They're there to hurt us, disarm us, disenfranchise us. That's what they're there to do.
Right.
So, I mean, it's like I said, it's hard to say what to do because we done the right, so-called right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Obey the law, keep your hands up, say yes sir, and they still shooting you.
Right.
Got a cell phone shooting you, so
right. You can have your whole damn family in the car and they'll still shoot you and kill you.
So they blatantly telling us that they don't care about us.
Right.
So basically, it's kill to be killed, and that's the time we living in for the religious people in the last days, whatever.
Right.
So if you feel like that, arm yourself.
Right.
And protect your family. We have that. You had that God right to arm yourself and protect yourself. So before I go out getting shot, I'm shooting back, and you take people with us.
No, but that could also be like, that could come back and bite you, because like we said earlier when we was having this conversation, like you could have a gun and then you shoot them and now you're a cop killer, and all you was really probably doing was defending yourself. So it's like either way it go, I feel like damn if you do and damn if you don't.
But you said a cop killer?
Yeah.
So is a cop life more important than a civilian life? Or,
no.
So
I think both are our life, but who has the higher value? Like under the law
in society, the cop has the higher standard or
right.
the higher status is the
right.
word I'm looking for.
So it's like, I honestly feel it's like damn if you do or damn if you don't.
So what's to do?
So what should we do? What should our black young men, our kings, do with these police brutalities that's going on? And I have a 10-year-old son, and he heard everything that we spoke about not too long ago. And I'm going to ask him. So,
words from the youth.
So, Josias, what should you, or what advice do you give the young youth around your age? He's 10,
yes, sir.
And he's a black man, a black young man.
Ask him a question.
So how will you respond to a police officer, an aggressive police officer?
Trying to threaten me?
Correct.
I'll call the police.
You'll call the police.
And I'll report that police. Or
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Or
that's a good one.
Yeah.
How's that a good one?
Because he's gonna report the officer.
And then to hear this, how's that? So you gonna tell the police on his own kind?
Yeah.
That's like you gonna tell a blood to another blood. It don't work.
If I had a camera on my car, I'll have evidence.
I understand what you're saying, but keep going.
Well, all right. So that's the closing. That's all we have for tonight. You guys give us your opinion about, what is your best solution. And also, if you notice, we'll also be having a debate on religion soon. You've seen how passionate Mr. X was when I brought up prayer. So
me, young brother.
Oh.
So I'm sure he has a lot of opinion about that, and that will be like our next segment soon, right, sir?
Yes, young black woman. Well, like I said, this is a closing. I'm gonna say that black guns matter. Wealth matters. Just for all my black young males, black young females out there about police brutality, the best thing you can combat that with is graduating high school, going to college, doing the best you can be, being a productive citizen, and being there for your family. Show not just the white man, but show society that black people can have productive families and be productive citizens in society. So with that, peace and black power, my people, black guns matter.